Hey Nick, are you ready to finally start recording Skull Division with me?
Does that mean that Kui and them finally did their match?
No, we're probably gonna have to cover that next week, but we still have 3 matches to do. Nick, please, you've been crying for most of this week already.
It's been an emotional week here in Skull Division.
Welcome back to Double Dip Draft. We are here in week 6 with most of Skull Division at the very least. My name is Aura, coach of the Hoonsbook Hunters, and I'm joined by
White Loaf, coach of the Bayou Belly Bolts. And
I stole your intro from you.
You did steal my intro from me. It's okay. It's okay. You can have it. You know what? That's fine. I don't care.
You done it every other week. I got one.
I'm following a police report.
I'll steal Cabrales next as well.
That's fucked up. There's a thief on the loose.
Yeah, there's Skull Division.
It's true. Yeah. So, from the intro, yeah, we are still technically waiting for Cindy Sylveon's and not Golden Gibbles. Who is it? Cindy Sylveon's and is it Canadian Clod? No.
No, it is the Gibbles.
Is it Gibbles? It is the Gibbles. Yes. Sorry. Right before this, we watched the first match of this week of week 7. So it confused me a little bit. But yeah. So we are currently waiting still on Golden Gibbles and Sydney Sylveon's, but we are going to go ahead and record the other week 6 matches today.
Namely because it's already very late into the week.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it hasn't happened earlier.
Yeah. But with that being said, looking at the standings right now, this is a fairly important week. We've got Southtown Sandslashers, comfy 5-0, differential 12. Maryland Manectrics 4-1. And then Golden Gibbles and Sydney Sylveon's are both sitting at 3-2. Golden Gibbles does have higher differential, so they're in third above Sydney Sylveon's. But depending on who wins that match, placements will be played around with a lot. And then both Kracked, Kricketunes, and Canadian Clod Squad do have potential to also make their way into top 4 this week as well, depending on how their matches go.
And aside from that, Fireballs currently in a rough place at 1-4. Not the worst differential, only -5. Maybe through a miracle of God could still squeak into playoffs for Skull Division, but it's going to require a lot of things he doesn't have a hand in anymore. Like, he just needs to win his 2 last matches and just hope that the wins happen to distribute themselves evenly enough that he can squeak on in there.
Yeah,
and lastly, the Jolteons, who are unfortunately eliminated.
Yeah, the Jolteons have no chance of getting into playoffs at this point. But with that, would you like to go ahead and introduce our first match?
I would love to introduce our first match, which is between the San Antonio Jolteons, as coached by Lysander Wolf, and Canadian Clod Squad, as coached by Milo. And we see, honestly, some pretty, mostly similar looking teams. Persian's here. That's new.
I would say, Persian debut appearance here. And, I mean, honestly, I kind of like Persian a little bit here. It's not by no means a heavy hitter, but it's got some, sneaky stuff that I can bring. Technician boosted fake out is always a pretty nice thing to have.
It's also just fast, and being a Gen 1 Pokemon usually leaves you with especially normal types, like with a fair bit of coverage that you feel like it shouldn't have, but it gets anyway.
Yeah, like, maybe a small spoiler. This thing just gets Trailblaze, for some odd reason.
Yeah, I mean that's not necessarily like a Gen 1 quirk. That's like Gen 9, but yeah.
Well, I mean, like, point being is that, like, it just gets like an absurd amount of like coverage moves.
True, and Trailblaze does happen to be one of the moves that's boosted by Technician.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I mean, I guess Pursuit. I know it gets. I don't remember what other.
I wonder how
moves.
Pursuit actually interacts with Technician, because it does double its power if you hit an opponent that's switching.
That's a great question.
I actually do not know how that works.
You want to Google
but that's
that real
besides
fast,
the point. I'll try and figure that out. You talk about this match.
Yeah, let's go and get the match underway. So leading off with our Gastrodon and Persian respectively, immediately the fake out comes out and like that does a decent amount of damage. We did go for a taunt. Meanwhile they just click Earth Power. And it does so much Persian. Persian is so frail. And then Trailblaze comes out and it just kills.
We could have done this a whole turn ago. Also,
Yeah.
the answer is no. Pursuit is not boosted by Technician anymore.
That makes sense.
If it hits a switching opponent.
Yeah, I do like the knockoff.
Porygon Z, Porygon Z finishing off the job, the knockoff, because Persian did get the speed boost from Trailblaze, ended up being faster.
Yep. And then Aerodactyl, not loving to come in on anything. It's still very frail, taking a lot from Dragon Claw. Dual Wing Beat though, like doing like, that's decent chip on an Umbreon.
It's decent chip on Umbreon. However, like with the combination Wish Protects, you are never breaking it.
Oh, I never said you're breaking it. I'm just saying it's decent chip. I do like the clear
chip.
amulet, no intimidate.
Rapid spin.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm assuming just to get that speed boost, be able to like outspeed something like maybe like Mimikyu or Flygon. Speaking of Mimikyu, it now comes out. We are able to break the disguise, and then red card, dragging it out.
Sending the Great Tusk off the stage, and then trading Will-O-Wisps with this Dusclops, which that's definitely a trade in the favor of Dusclops, because it doesn't give a shit about its attack. Meanwhile, this Mimikyu is now very sad.
Yeah,
like Shadow Clawing, like through a Reflect. Oof.
Yeah, this just means now Dusclops can't be toxic, which, honestly, yeah, it's fine with that.
Umbreon just, like, getting a little bit more of that leftovers recovery. And here we see that it's once again, for the how manyth week in a row, a Raikou with Calm Mind and Aura Sphere.
Yep. If it ain't broke, why fix it? I mean, so far, like, on the matches that succeed, Milo's gotten a lot of mileage from it. On the matches where it doesn't succeed, well, those are usually just kind of how it goes sometimes.
It is what it is. Lysander kind of like swapping back and forth, trying to get like immunities going, I guess, but having no. Like, he has to constantly get it right, and also, like, he's not making actually any progress. Like, if anything, this Raikou's only regenerating more because of leftovers. So, if anything, you're in a worse situation now than you've been in before.
Yeah.
And it's cool that we're getting, like, all of these Aura Spheres into the Ghost type. But what's step 2? Where is this plan going?
Yeah. From here now, like, it's kind of up to just 2 Pokemon, and Raikou does outspeed, at least Porygon Z. I don't remember if it outspeeds Manectric. It does not.
It doesn't.
Yeah. But regardless,
not that it matters.
Pick up that KO, and a nice clean 5-0.
Yeah, that's a lot of diff to be getting at this point in the league, especially for a division where overall the division or the differential has been very tight.
Yeah. Like, aside from Spood, like, everyone's differential is, like, relatively close to each other. And even Spood's differential is not that far off.
For being in first place, having 12 differential isn't the most, but like wins are wins. If you just like hold on to those, then who cares what your differential is?
Agreed. Yeah.
Aside from that, though, like pretty straightforward match.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot to say here. It's kind of like what you said during the match, where like we're making a lot of switches to try and get resist or immunities, but we're not really making any progress. We're playing very passive against a Pokemon that is just actively gaining health, and is sitting behind a substitute.
Yeah, and like weirdly, like, we don't see any like Earthquake come out of Flygon that uses like Dragon Claw twice, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know what the rest of the team would really do against this Raikou, but
Yeah.
certainly not what it did. Didn't get anything going, unfortunately. So with that, we can move on to the second match of the week.
Yeah. Our next match is going to be Firebolt, coach of the Northern Ninetales, versus Not Pimp, coach of the Kracked Kricketunes. And once again, like we see like a fairly similar team from both sides. We've got Regirock here. We've got Virizion once again. Mega Ampharos, Darkrai, the Northern Ninetale themselves, and our Terra Sandslash. Not Pimp though, no competitive Pokemon this time around. All defined.
True.
Yeah. So
we do see the possibility for the core change shenanigans to happen again with the Bisharp and the Ogerpon.
Mm-hmm. And then Tatsugiri is just kind of sitting there in the back. I mean, like worst comes to worst, like you could even just like get up the webs, and like Tatsugiri would actually appreciate everything being a little bit slower than it. Giving it a chance to maybe like Nasty Plot.
Especially with some faster Pokemon like on Firebolt's team, like Darkrai and Ninetales.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I honestly, like, looking at this, I like Regirock comes out, you've got Webs up. That's a free Nasty Plot for Tatsugiri.
Yeah, not much offensive pressure coming out of that thing.
Yeah.
All around, two solid players, and we'll have to see like how they duke it out between each other.
Yeah, so let's get underway. I love this lead from Firebolt. Just immediately Mega Ampharos, and just a very aggressive, just Dragon Pulse, almost like doing like 75%. And then
I have a feeling that's
Galvantula.
Yeah, I have a feeling he was actually probably like expecting a eventually, just so like the webs are up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Not him deciding to play it like a little bit safer than that, ends up leading with Ogerpon, hitting up that little spike instead. And we do see here that this Virizion is a special set rather than a physical attacker.
Yeah, I am a little surprised at going for like Energy Ball and not something like, I think it gets Aura Sphere.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and because I mean, like looking at this team, like Aura Sphere is just so free into this entire team.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this Virizion is also so dead.
Yeah, nothing really like switching into to Ursaluna.
True, but like they keep trading Pokemon because now Ogerpon, like the damage it took before, now coming into play, falling to this body press.
Yep. Yeah, no Nasty Plot, thankfully, but Surf doing a lot of damage, switching back out, and Ninetales does not want to take a Freeze Dry or Moonblast. Cinderace does just kind of come out on this thing for free, like, every time.
Yeah, and Pim seems not interested at all in core changing the spike to his own side of the field for no reason.
I can't possibly imagine why. Yeah, we do get to see Alone Sandslash come back out again. We get to see some shenanigans from that, and then both of them Terraing.
Terra.
Yep. Thunderwave does hurt a lot, though.
Yeah, it does make the Sandslash, especially like once the snow ends slower, and it gets paralyzed.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's okay because we can still say, oh no, actually it gets paralyzed again.
It gets paralyzed again. We go for the flinch. It doesn't happen, but we get paralyzed again, so it's fine. And then we knock it out.
Yeah, so 3 paras in a row for Firebolt's Sandslash, which is just ridiculous.
Yep.
And not being able to like hit this thing like just one more time makes it so that Ampharos has to die here too. I don't know why we're not just going into Darkrai.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
why are
fully
we not
understand.
just like hard into Darkrai there to click Dark Pulse?
Yeah. Darkrai doesn't exactly want to take hits anyway, so like I understand like, oh, you want to keep it healthy, but like at the same time, like I think any
It's like
from any of not Pimp's Pokemon will kill.
yeah, it's like the Bisharp would have died, the Scorbunny would have died, and it would have queued up the Ursaluna for a 2-hit KO.
Mm-hmm.
But Firebolt instead sacks his Ampharos for seemingly no purpose.
Yeah. I do like the foul play from Alolan Ninetales. I think that is actually really nice. But yeah, unfortunately with that, Noppimp is going to come in and pick up a nice little 2-0. Once again, a very fast match. It's been a very fast week so far.
Yeah, very fast match. Bit heavy on the RNG with the Paras, unfortunately, for Firebolt. They didn't matter the most.
It could have led to like a knockoff or something.
It could have like more so like I'm thinking like in the world where Firebolt just like switches to Darkrai afterwards.
Yeah.
It would have changed functionally nothing.
Yeah.
But oh well, it's unfortunately the reality we have to deal with. Not Pimp. After honestly a lot of like RNG fuckery against him this whole season, probably more than happy to just like take those paras and be like, yeah, I'll take these and cash in my win.
Right. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, it do just be like that sometimes.
Indeed.
Now we have our final match for the week. I think it's your turn.
It is. It is Spood of the Southtown Sandslashers versus Claire of the Maryland Manectrics. And we have... These are the top 2 players in the division.
Yep. This is first and second place going at it to see who gets to keep that throne. I think even if Spood does actually like lose this match, I think he's still comfortably in first place, I think.
I do believe that like Claire's differential is not great, whereas Spood is sitting like pretty comfy with his differential.
Okay, actually no. So if Claire gets a 6-0, then they for sure take first place. I'm trying to do math here. Could they do it even if it's like a 4-0?
Let me look at it for you.
Because Spood has a differential of 12, Claire has a differential of 4.
And with a 4-0, then they would tie, which Claire would then get the head-to-head, and that would make Claire first. So 4-0 is the target for the Manectrics.
Yep.
To be in first place. Otherwise, it's just like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, these two like also went at it without any scrims.
Yep. No.
They just wadocked this match.
Yep. Just right in it. I mean, looking at it, I mean, like we see all the usual contenders. You know, we've got Palafin, we've got Chomp, Thundurus. We do see Superior, which you haven't seen too much from Spood. And of course, Grafai and Clearing Corso. I know this season Spood has definitely become at least a little endeared to Grafai.
Yeah. It's a very interesting Pokemon. I actually like heavily considered drafting it myself and ultimately changed it out for Volbeat.
Yeah.
But like having seen the stuff that it can do, I'm excited to potentially give it a shot next season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pokemon that's true for, so
yeah,
we'll see.
I was excited to use Bellybolt again, but yeah, here we are.
He's stuck in the bayou.
Yep, he's stuck in a different bayou today. But yeah, and then Claire, I mean, aside from Masquerain, which actually, is this the first time we've seen Masquerain?
I will go and confirm this for you. I don't believe it is.
Yeah, I want to say we saw at least one other match.
Nope, this is the debut match for Masquerade. My bad.
All right, never mind then. Then yeah, this is the first time we've seen Masquerade. But aside from that, everything else we have seen like plenty of times.
Yeah, Muck's pretty staple. Hydrapple's pretty staple. Diancie slated for death again.
Yep.
It's kind of hiding behind Muck there. Muck's kind of like holding up its hand and like pushing Lantern away, but it is there.
Yeah. Well, let's see how the match goes. Let's see if Diancie does indeed die again.
We'll see if it'll accomplish something one day.
One day.
Volt switch on this Muck, and we do immediately like see that this is not an Assault Vest Muck, which Claire has been very fond of running in weeks prior.
Even without the AV though, like that still didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, Muck's just really fucking bulky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and does not appreciate being burned.
Yep. I do like, coming out with the Yachi Berry on the Ice Punch, being able to live, and then going for the double, knowing they're about to switch. And from here, Volt Switch is just so free.
It is so free. I'm kind of surprised Claire didn't go into Hydrapple there.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised that we went Hard Palafin. I get that we are also trying to get into 0 to hero, though, so it's not too surprising.
Yeah, which it is active now, so it is in its big form. And Spoo just trying to like heal off a little bit of this thing's HP.
Yep.
Which it's gonna have to like take it from something.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like into Magic Bounce, it does not work. And in fact, the Diancie is actually strong enough to knock it out from this point.
Yeah. You go for Protect, desperately trying to keep Diancie alive. Claire getting a kill with Diancie and be like, no, it can't go down now.
Yep, the Intimidate also giving an attack boost to this Superior.
Yep. And
then because what's it called? Contrary.
Contrary. Yeah.
Yeah, nasty Ice Beam by Claire also.
Yeah, and Ice Beam is just so free. Like aside from Palafin, like who here wants to take an Ice Beam? Show of hands.
Muck's holding up his hand.
I would say Muck there is holding up his hand. And then another Poison Fang just to get that toxic. I do like the Poison Fang to get the toxic instead of like the regular poison.
Yeah. Here Spoon pulls a play of Magic bouncing a parting shot back at you, which forces the opponent to switch.
Mm-hmm.
And because of priority, Graphia goes first and Diancie switches without even attacking.
Yep. And then here we see a Super Fang, very nice, getting that guaranteed half. Well, almost guaranteed, you do have that 10% chance to miss, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it is getting like some decent damage off against this Avalugg, who would otherwise be not completely immune to this thing's offense, but like it does not give a shit about your weak physical attacks.
Yeah.
Speaking of weak physical attacks, this is a special
attacker. Running Boom Burst this time around. And then just kind of continues to click Boom Burst, probably trying to bluff like a Scarf or even Specs potentially. I do know from talking with Spood that it is not Specs. I don't remember what item it is.
It's leftovers. We'll see that later.
Oh, it is leftovers? Okay.
Yeah, this Graphia and this Lantern just kind of like waiting blows back and forth. Claire stalling a bit with Protect to get that leftovers healing.
Yep.
Spood trying to stop it, but unfortunately Taunt comes out a bit late. And now he ends up poison jabbing into this Poison type Avalugg.
Yep.
And boy howdy, does being not a nice type favor this thing so much.
Yeah, it makes it just so much better. And here we finally see Hydrapple come out and takes just a clean 34%. Does not really care about this thing. And then at that point,
we see an interesting switch from Spood there, because that thing is a water type, and most water types have like a shit ton of ice type coverage as well, which Hydrapple is 4x weak to.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate part about that, which also cool that this Superior is Sash, Good job on Spoot for keeping his side of the field clear.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, we don't see ice type coverage coming out of this Dolphin.
Yeah. Which is kind of where the unfortunate part comes in. We do see an unfortunate toxic miss, which also, kind of sucks. And then, from here, we're just continue clicking Boom Burst, hoping to kind of, stall out the Boom Burst turns. The crit actually matters a lot there.
Yeah, it's huge crit for Spoot.
Yeah. And then at this point, we're just switching back and forth, trying to get that HP back.
Yeah, Claire making great use of Regenerator.
Mm-hmm.
Jet Punch finishing off Diancie once again, but now this Hydrapple is back at 60%, and a Giga Drain
and now it's back
will
to 75%.
comfortably recover all the HP that it had lost before.
Yeah. And here we only saw Boom Burst and Jet Punch, because of how bulky this thing is. Thundurus isn't gonna be able to do anything.
Yeah. The Genie's unfortunately not exactly known for their flying type coverage, so nothing to finish off this Hydrapple with. And the Hydrapple regeneration, swapping back and forth at the end from Claire, ending up clutching her this game.
Yep, a nice, very nice, comfy, 1-0. It's not gonna put her in that top spot, but it is going to help them, secure that second place a little bit more handily.
Yeah, and speaking of, with the 3 matches that we have now looked at, we can take a look at the current standings -1 match.
-1, yep. Let me go ahead and pull it back up. There we go. All right, do you want to take the top half?
Okay, yeah. In first place, we still have Spoot 5 now in 1, so not undefeated anymore, with 11 differential. Claire climbing up to 5-1 as well, now having only 5 differential. Next up, we have the Kracked Kricketunes, 3-3 at +7. Next up, we have technically the Canadian Clod squad, because they have the head-to-head into the Golden Gate Gibbles.
But they've lost 3 matches.
We don't, losses don't really come into play. We just look at wins and differential than head-to-head.
Oh, interesting.
Because losses are a logical conclusion from how often you've played and how often you've won.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah, in theory.
We shouldn't be in this situation, but assuming that the Golden Gate Gibbles were to lose 0-0 next week, the Canadian Clod squad would technically be over them, which then puts the Golden Gate Gibbles. Oh wait, actually no, then it's your turn.
Yeah, that would then put the Golden Gate Gibbles, as Aurora said, in 5th place. Followed again in 6th place. Again, by technicality, the Sydney Sylveons. With a differential of -2. The Northern Ninetales in 7th place with 1 win, 5 losses, differential of -7. And finally, the San Antonio Jolteons in 8th place with 0 wins, 6 losses, and a differential of -18.
Yeah, so we actually have, despite the fact that there's a bunch of people that still haven't done their this week's match yet, and by that it's just the Gibbles and the Sylveons.
Yeah.
We have 2 people at 5 wins now, who are guaranteed playoffs and pretty likely to be 1st and 2nd place respectively, though there can be some swapping that happens there.
Yeah.
The fight between the Gibbles and the Sylveons will get one of them to 4 wins, which differential doesn't matter at that point. They are just the 3rd slot for playoffs at that point.
Yeah.
And then we have a whole bunch of people at 3 wins and either 2 or 3 losses, all of which could still squeeze into playoffs. They're all still in contention. It's very, very tight in here.
Yeah, no, if Milo wins their next match, they're guaranteed, S spot in top 4. Well, actually, no, it's not even true. That no one is technically guaranteed a spot in top 4 anymore. Going from 3rd and below, because it solely depends on like who's getting their wins, who's getting the losses. Because I know a lot of these people are going up against each other. This week we do have Cracked Kricketunes, or in week 7 we have Cracked Kricketunes versus Golden Gate Gibbles. So whoever wins that will kind of secure their spot. If Canadian Clod Squad wins, they secure their spot in top 4. Sydney Sylveons wins their next match, they secure their spot in top 4 as well. At that point, it becomes a differential game.
Yeah, so it is still very tight, and here, like, because we're basically already at the end of week 7, and no new matches have happened as of yet.
Yeah.
Well, just like one, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kracked going to Eagles have played. But you'll hear about that next week.
Yeah, that's next week's video. Don't worry about that part.
Mm-hmm.
But it is extraordinary. Yeah, it is extraordinarily competitive. Like, there are still so many matches that need to be played that still determine seeding and who does and does not make it to the playoffs. And the exact results of all of these different interactions we will see next week.
Yes, I'm excited. I can't wait to see who makes it, who gets cut. And yeah, if you want to hear more, be sure to check out some of the other videos. I'm doing the Magma recap with Spood. Aurora, where can people find you?
I'm doing the Aqua division with Cabral, and Spood and Cabral are doing Rocket division.
Yep. So please feel free to tune into those videos. They'll be somewhere here on the channel as well. Any other closing thoughts?
Just what a fucking crazy season it's been thus far. So much RNG has gone down in Skull Division, and continues to be happening in Skull Division.
If it's 10%, it's 50%. If it's 30%, it's 0.
Fucking either it happens or it doesn't,
Yep.
Like, I think you get like 12 pairs in a row where it just never happens.
Yeah. Alright.
Either way, very excited for next week.
Yep. Thank you all for joining us, and you all have a lovely rest of your day.
Bye-bye.